Hello, everyone. Welcome again to the Coding Bootcamp Career Development Channel. I'm your online career coach, Ramon Smith, certified digital career strategist, certified student career coach, and founder and CEO of Node, the network platform where Coding Bootcamp graduates connect with recruiters to create career opportunities. And I'm continuing my series on covering the LinkedIn news, the headlines. Unfortunately, and this is bad news. So, no survivors found in DC plane crash. So, authorities believe there are no survivors in the Washington DC mid-air collision between a passenger jet and a military helicopter. The American Airlines flight from Wichita, Kansas, carrying 64 passengers, was approaching Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport Wednesday night when it crashed with a Black Hawk helicopter carrying three crew members. So that's sad. That's not a good way to start off the news. Um, Next, better information. So, fastest growing jobs in US cities. So, artificial intelligence engineer secured a spot at the rankings on 6 out of 10 jobs on the Rise City list. So, featuring the fastest growing jobs in 10 U.S. metropolitan areas. The list highlight areas of opportunities for professionals locally and point to where the city's workforce is headed. Whether it's real estate jobs topping the Dallas list, AI dominating in San Francisco, or healthcare and populating. So, next. Economic growth dips at year end. So while U.S. economic growth slowed in the fourth quarter, stronger consumer spending gave it momentum going into the new year. So gross domestic product, or the value of all goods and services produced, expanded at a 2.3% annual rate, down from 3.1 in the third quarter. The Commerce Department estimated Thursday. So that's good. Next. So layoffs hit Dow. Cargill. So Dow said it will lay off 1,500 people after reporting a 2% decrease in fourth quarter sales. The cuts, which represent roughly 4% of the workforce, are part of the material sciences company's effort to reduce costs by 1 billion in response to ongoing macroeconomic uncertainty. That's not good. Next, and I'm a big fan of Reid Hoffman. He's the founder. He founded and created LinkedIn, and then sold it to Microsoft. 1 billion being created by a billionaire, uh, by Bill Gates. So Reid Hoffman on AI's good potential. So LinkedIn co-founder Reid Hoffman is ultimately optimistic about artificial intelligence. A founding investor in OpenAI and co-founder of Inflection AI, Hoffman believes AI has the potential to reshape humanity for good. In conversations with LinkedIn News, Jesse Hempel, Hoffman will do a deep dive into his new book, Super Agency. I'm looking forward to that. Next. UPS to slash Amazon deliveries. So the United Parcel Service saw its share price plunge after announcing plans to cut deliveries for Amazon, its biggest corporate customer, by more than 50% over the next 2 years. The shipping giant said the rollback is part of a broader efficiency strategy that it claims will boost operating margins and allow the company to become more profitable, agile, and differentiated. I'm sorry, guys. My dog wants to come into the video. Next, this is interesting. For those that don't know me, I used to work at Barnes and Noble in Westchester, in New York. It was a great opportunity. Actually, I had a lot of fun there. So Barnes and Noble's woos influencers. So the internet's The internet almost ended Barnes and Noble. Now, the brick and mortar retailer is harnessing online communities to power its turnaround story. Bloomberg reports CEO James Dark credits the company's mid single digits growth to its embrace of book talk, where it promotes itself not just as a place to pick up new titles, but as a backdrop for influencers' content. So that's interesting. Supercomputer adds OpenAI model. So Sam Altman is having a busy Thursday in Washington, D.C. during a meeting with policymakers. The OpenAI CEO reportedly used the rise of DeepSeek to urge more American investment in artificial intelligence. Later, Altman announced a partnership with the U.S. National Laboratories that will see one of OpenAI's models installed on their Venadu, Venadu supercomputer. Next, this is interesting. So the Federal Reserve pauses rate cuts. So the Federal Reserve, citing concern about lingering inflation, left its key interest rate on hold, having cut borrow costs for a third straight time in December. Policymakers said on Wednesday that inflation remains somewhat elevated. While the labor market is solid and the economy is strong overall, the central bank doesn't need to hurry on lowering rates further. And finally, Meta's AI push seeing big returns. So Meta's efforts to influence artificial intelligence throughout its social media platforms bolstered engagement and boosted advertisement sales, prompting the company to report a 21% increase in quarterly revenue to 48.39 billion. CEO Mark Zuckerberg has accelerated Meta's AI ambitions and plans to increase spending on the technology to as much as 65 billion this year. Wow. All right, everyone. Thanks. Feel free to like the video. Feel free to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video.